Big crowd. One of the bigger ones we've had this season, and the man that they've come here to cheer on is Riga Kalfas, the 20-year-old Newport, Kentucky native who has been our king 6 consecutive weeks. He's developed quite a following, traveling everywhere we've gone. Check him out. And not the way we've seen him get out of the gate in games past.
Now that ball, in warm-ups, he looked a little uncomfortable with a couple of shots, not like the Riga that you've referred to, Tommy. That ball there leaving the 3-6-10. It's a fun group in back of us here. Buy another tray of Hoody's, please.
Everybody gets one except for New Rat at this point.
Oh, are you kidding? If I'm buying, I'm drinking.
Riga Kalfas looking to buy up the spare here, and he does. Nicely done. He's got his hands full in this one. Ron Pollard.
Once again, we are coming to you from Eastgate Lanes, and qualifying will be going on today at LaRue Lanes in Kentucky, home at Charlie Goldfoos.
Yeah, Charlie's been in the game of bowling since they invented wooden pins, I think. Charlie is probably one of the finest gentlemen the game has ever seen, and LaRue Lanes is, that holds some special memories for me. That's the first house I ever made the show when I was 18 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, a long time ago. You wouldn't believe
how long ago that was.
Yeah.
That dates back into the 1940s.
Yeah, moving right along. Tell you, we've got, we've got a following at home, and we appreciate you people tuning in every week to watch guys like Ron Pollard do that. But we've got 2 special people tuned in today. Bob Smidlin, he's had to have some heart surgery, and he's doing well, I understand. So, Bobby, get up on your feet and get out here and let's moonwalk for us again. And Maureen Snodgrass. Maureen's been an active participant in bowling for a long time. Both of you, get well.
Shows folks the best. There you take a look at Irv Hoinke on the left, chatting a little bit with Ron. Ron looks very relaxed. I guess you would be after starting the match with 2 strikes. Riga will try to come back after picking up a spare in the first. And there is a strike. You hear the crowd.
The patented Riga start. Well, it started a frame late this week, Tommy. There you go, right there. About the 11th board, out to about the 5th board. Crank it on back. 1-2 pocket annihilated. 5-pin out of there. Hey, a little parallelogram out of the 7 and the 5. Interesting.
Riga, we've seen his preparation the last 6 weeks, kind of goes through and talks to himself a bit. And Dave, you've asked him about that.
Yeah, it's just things that he's working on at that particular time in his game. It's not a repetitive thing week in, week out. We've got something to really look forward to, and we'll tell you about it here at this next delivery. It's going to happen in Florida, and it's going to happen to a very, very special person, Eddie Jackson. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Riga Kalfas, lane 5, 3rd frame.
A spare strike and looking for a double. Wow. Leaves the split. Now, how tough is this to pick up?
Very difficult split, Tommy, and we can see on the replay what's going to happen. The ball's going to go too wide. Now, look, there, it should have rolled a long time ago. That's a head pin just getting out of there. You see the 3 and the 7. Now, the object is to take the ball and run it to the right of center of the 3-pin and creating a bank shot with the 3 in, either directly into the 7 or into the wall and off the wall into the 7. Let's see how he does it.
Well, he did look like he didn't get enough to the right.
Left lane's having a little bit of trouble on.
Riga Kalfas leaves frame number 3 open.
Riga and Ron are good friends. They have been qualifying together. They get paired up together each week in their qualifying. So I don't think we're going to see a Ralph Goya and Riga match.
No, we won't.
No, not this particular time. But again, you know, you may even wonder. Not that Riga's going to lie down by any means. He's not that kind of guy. But, and certainly because your friends off the lanes has no relevance to when you put on your shoes and bowl against each other. But maybe, just maybe, because he's coming back next week anyway. I don't know.
Well, when your opponent starts off the way Mr. Pollard has, I may have spoke too soon, gave him a bit of the whammy.
All right, dust off the car. It's going back again this week. Replay, let's watch it here. The 7 and the 10 are going to be the last 2 pins, 10 pin. Furthest right to your screen there, you see the 6 pin just getting the 10 out. Could have been a very, very unopportune time for a 7-10 split. And he covers the split, no problem.
Indeed he does. Well, now is the time that Riga Kalfas is going to have to start putting up the strikes. He spared in the first, came back with a strike in the second, but boy, that third. There you take a look at it. Right now, Pollard in command.
That's right, 31 pins, the deficit going into the 4th frame. Riga Kalfas needs a strike to start working, to have the opportunity to cut that 31 pins down to 21, but he's got a strike here.
Riga Kalfas. This doesn't look like the Riga Kalfas of 6 weeks prior of today.
Well, you know, in past weeks, too, we've watched Riga bowl with several different pieces of equipment. The one he's using today is not one I remember seeing. That tells me that the condition told him that his normal equipment wasn't going to work, so he tried something else. And here is where the lack of experience or lack of years may show up, Tommy, and that is not being able to master all of the shots. And right now, he's obviously uncomfortable in this particular condition.
He certainly is.
Along with our men and women qualifying, we also have a youth qualifier that goes on every week, and they have the shifts for the youth on Saturdays and Sundays at 8 and 9 a.m. The 4 top qualifiers from the finals will then bowl on the TV show May 1st. This is a handicap tournament, 90% for girls, 80% for boys.
Always good to mention the youth because, Jen, as we've talked about in weeks prior, there's such a great youth program here in the greater Cincinnati, northern Kentucky, eastern Indiana areas.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing evidence of that today. Our top man, or our eldest, is 27 years old, so we're seeing evidence of that youth program right here.
Riga Kalfas, after going light on 2 shots on lane 5, makes an adjustment. Now, there's the ball we're used to seeing. There's the one we're used to seeing, that blue-white dot that he throws so well.
Looking to pick up another spare, and he's got it.
We alluded to Eddie Jackson, of course, excuse me, Tommy, being inducted into the ABC, the American Bowling Congress Hall of Fame, Thursday, March the 17th. That's St. Patty's Day, by the way. Eddie, better known around these parts as the Silver Fox, who won the ABC All Events in '69 and was the coach for the FIQ team. Congratulations, Eddie. Long overdue, in my opinion, buddy. You deserve it. A real champion and a exemplary bowler for Greater Cincinnati.
What an honor that is. Eddie Jackson, congratulations. And if you happen to see Eddie around and about, why don't you pass along the same?
Give him a pat on the back.
You're looking at Ron Pollard. He will cover the spare. He seems to have lost his line, but Riga's not making up with the strikes.
Well, it's a 30-pin match as of right now, Tommy. 30-pin deficit. Ron Pollard is in the lead over our champion, Riga Kalfas. 30 pins.
30 pins.
Not
Who
used
would have
to seeing
believed? And there you see it. 97 for Pollard in the 4th. 67 for Kalfas. On lane 5 here at Eastgate.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He went with more arc. He tried to go further out, created too much hook area too soon, and we can see it on the replay. Watch this ball. Goes out there now. It's going to make a left turn right straight through the head pin, the 4-7-3-6. Yuck.
You had our floor director down here, Robert Swan, wondering what that was all about. He thought somebody was leaning over and making noises in our microphone. No, folks, that was indeed New Wrath.
The 3-6. The 3 has to travel across the lane like this.
Oh,
My, what a shot for Ron Pollard. I guess it's just that kind of a day for him.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. Accuracy is the key. The 3-pin has got to be the pin that's going to do the job. The 3-pin has got to go from the right-hand side all the way over into the left and take out the 4-7. Let's watch it here. Picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'll be quiet. There you go.
What a shot.
awesome.
That's how you do it at home.
What a shot. Riga's got his work cut out for him.
A ball change.
Oh,
How about a ball change one time, huh?
how about it?
He got rid of that funny colored blue ball.
Right.
And went to the ball that we know of, the blue, dark blue, white dot, and absolutely hacksaws the 7 out of there with a trip shot coming off the right-hand wall.
I guess he had to figure I've got to go with what got me here.
Yeah.
I think he heard Dave. The New Wrath factor. That's the one that's right.
Got to give him one of these signals, you know.
Riga Kalfas, he is behind and he is our king.
Left lane. Will the blue ball work on this lane, Tommy? What do you think?
We'll see. Frame number 7. And he is on the mark. But is it too late?
No, not by any means. It is not too late. The blue ball may pull him out. Watch it on the replay. This is the ball that got him here. 10th forward, straight down the lanes. No deflection here. 1-2 pocket. It's out of here. 10 pins in the pit. Every pin doing its job. Riga Kalfas is back in the game.
We'll see how Ron Pollard can answer the challenge presented by Kalfas. Well, you see the frustration. Pollard has really seemed to have lost his mark.
Well, you're absolutely right, Tommy, and I'm telling you what, this is no picnic, the 2-4-5-8. You must cover this one with the ball if you possibly can, because if you go to the left or the right, see that pin in the middle front row, that's the 2-pin. You either want to take that directly on or just slightly to the right of center. Look out, look out, look out.
Oh, my.
That's what'll happen.
Well, you described that to a T, Dave. Could not have been done any better. Open frame for Pollard in the 7th. My, how things have turned around within the last 2 frames.
Situation is this, Tommy. In this frame, we now, there you see it, we now have cut the deficit to 5 pins. Riga Kalfas, 5 pins in the rear, and he's got a strike working.
Ron Pollard, he really needs a strike. Not gonna happen.
For those of you interested in coming out to our show, we will be taping from LaRue Lanes on Saturday morning as opposed to Sunday, next week at 8 a.m.
And we've got qualifying, I believe, going on at Penthouse.
That will be next week. That's correct. Come on out and see our show and take a chance on winning that 14K golden ball and $800 next week.
Yeah, pot keeps increasing. We had a winner the first week. Gave away $100 right off the top. Nobody has won since. Hopefully next week will be it. Ron Pollard finishes up, and now Riga Kalfas has a chance to take command.
Oh, this is what it's all about. Bring the box of Lee's chicken in, get a cold couple of brews from the refrigerator, and don't move for the next 3 frames. This is going to be it.
David Newrath.
Yeah, I'm
a
waking
ball
up.
of joy each and every Sunday.
Well, I don't know about each and every Sunday.
Oh, I'm telling
Do the
you.
best
I'm
we
telling
can.
you. Like a little slice of heaven each and every week.
Yeah. The blue ball, is it the... Oh,
Riga wanted that, and the crowd wanted it too.
he wanted it in a bad way. You're right, Tommy. Not quite going to give him the hit he wants. Now, just for a minute, you're going to see the 8-pin standing with the 6-pin. Back row, there it is. It's still up. It's still up. Now, what's going to take it? The neck of the 5-pin just takes out the 8. That could have been a crucial game-ending open in the 8th frame. As it is, it's a single pin spare, fairly easy to make.
Riga cannot afford to miss this, and he won't. So Kalfas strikes in the 6th, strikes in the 7th, the spare here in the 8th. And we have got a match.
136 for Riga in the 7th frame. Ron Pollard has 132. If he strikes, gives him 142. That adds up to 6 pins difference.
Strike time, you hear in the background. Some of our more vocal fans. And Jen, you know, we talked about our crowd. They just seem to be growing each and every week.
They really are. I wonder if it has anything to do with all that money we're going to give away if anybody ever hits this golden ball. I hope so. Of course, our fine bowlers, that brings them out.
Better believe it. Here's Kalfas looking for 10. He gets 8.
Even though the blue ball is not striking the way we're used to seeing it, he's more comfortable on the lanes. It's making some predictable moves. There you see him looking back. What am I doing wrong? Where's that blue ball at? See right there?
Get out of there. There it is.
These modern technology things comes right back almost every time.
It's amazing. How much the game has progressed since, well, since people like Newrath first started.
I'll talk to you after the show, young whippersnapper.
Jen's the young whippersnapper of the bunch.
That's right. Tom's got somebody to pick on now.
Look out. All right.
He got it. Well.
Or rather, I have somebody to pick on
Yeah,
you. Know?
exactly right. Riga could have really used a strike in either one of those frames. I mean, that sounds...
Exactly, Tommy, but the 9th frame, we've talked about it week after week, the critical shot, 9th frame. Ron Pollard is now in his 9th frame. Let's see what happens.
Number 10. And there you have it. Big ball right there for Ron Pollard.
Sounds like somebody got hurt with some flying wood back there. I'm not sure what that means, but that was a big, big shot. I think Riga got hurt with that shot. He really, really put the pressure on him. 158 in the 8th frame. Strike working in the 9th. 4-pin deficit. Ron Pollard with the strike up. If he strikes on this, the next shot, the party's over.
Could it be the end for Kalfas?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The only thing that could possibly happen at this point, Tommy, to make that prediction not come true is if Ron were to hit his ankle or get a terrible count on this next shot. But the best Riga Kalfas could do if he strikes out in the 10th would be 204. Ron Pollard at this point has 208. That's it. That's it. A new king will be crowned today.
Well, how about that? 6 consecutive weeks Riga Kalfas has been our king, and he will bow out here at Eastgate Lanes. But
Rematch next week. He will be back.
Guess what?
He picked a good week to top that qualifying, didn't he?
He sure did. But this guy could be tough to beat.
He sure could. I'd like to just insert quickly the men's city tournament is going to be at Super Bowl. Entries are open until March the 16th, and it's going to run Saturday and Sundays, April 9th through the 24th, as we watch Riga finish up his game. That's interesting.
Yeah.
There you see some of his fans that have been said. His fiancée going, I don't believe this. Yeah.
Shelly back in the
Shelly's
red.
going to be back.
Oh, yeah, she'll be back. Riga picks up the spare, but it's all elementary. Riga Kalfas has been dethroned as our king. Ron Pollard is now the man. Now Riga finishes out in style. But Ron Pollard, the new king, we'll be back to chat with him in just a moment.
Last week, during our untelevised Queen of Bowling, Bert Brockman shot a 688 at Eastgate Lanes to become our top woman qualifier of the week. Lee's Famous Recipe salutes Bert Brockman. Lee's
Lee's famous recipe makes the best tasting chicken in town. We bake fluffy scratch buttermilk biscuits glazed with melted butter. Taste our country fresh salads and hot vegetables. Right now, you can get the 12-piece family feast with all the fixins for only $9.95. A complete wholesome meal for only $9.95. Famous Recipes Family Feast. The great taste keeps you coming back.
Oh, Cleveland's got it all over Cincinnati.
Come on, Cincinnati's got the Bengals.
Cleveland's got the Browns.
Cincinnati's got the best college basketball.
Cleveland's in the NBA.
Cincinnati's got a fantastic riverfront.
Cleveland's got an entire lake.
We've got Cincinnati beer.
When it comes to a little friendly competition, nothing in the world beats the taste of a Cincinnati beer.
13 years in the award business makes Carl's Bowler's Paddock the award professionals. Providing engraved plaques and trophies for any purpose, in any size. And of course, Carl's carries a complete line of bowling supplies and accessories. Carl's Bowler's Paddock, 825-2200. Look for our new location coming soon.
Spring comes early at America's Choice. America's Choice is eager to announce our spring cleaning sale. Reduced prices on all 1987 homes and specials on all 88 models. It's your choice at America's Choice. Free microwave, free washer and dryer, or free park rent. Come on by this weekend for all the exciting details. See why Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky are making America's Choice their choice in mobile homes. In Milford and Walton, Kentucky.
The king is dead, but that's not what they're applauding about. Ron Pollard, excellent. $750. You took down a tough guy. We'll see you again next week.
Okay, thanks, Dave. We will indeed see Ron next week. Hope to see you next week. Coming from LaRue Lanes in Kentucky. For Jennifer Kleekamp, David Newrath, I'm Tom Brenneman saying so long, everybody, from Eastgate Lane.
The Greater Cincinnati BPA's Hudy King of Bowling. Brought to you by Hudy Shameley, brewers of Cincinnati's celebrated beers. The best in the world is brewed right here.
Bringing you to